Okay, it seems that everything is live. Okay, focusing on one item at a time. This is the new, I'm gonna say the new format for the conversations on space, and I do have like three themes or three things to talk about. Um, as I think you know, last week we ended the break the ice challenge, and I'm just looking at the fact that at home we have Kanban boards almost everywhere. So I'll share it to our Kanban board. That is just how we are doing things. That's how we are doing things for the overall next steps in the space challenge and even others. But even before that, I would really like you to look into the one fundamental resource on software programming and doing things really well. Okay, you will find them in the Mob Mentality show. Let me show you over here. Share. And there it is. And these guys are really awesome. Okay, they go. There we go. So the here is the resource. I'll place it on the LinkedIn page so that we are able to look into. So a really, really cool resource, fantastic source of not only the instructions in here. I don't know how they maintain this because it's really uh, links are in green, books are yellow, podcasts are orange. If you go to the book session section, okay, it's the best way is to move around in here. Um, Books they have a ton of books. Technical agile coaching with the with the method, but they have older doesn't mean that. It's just really good things in here. Creating your dojo, that is how you build some of the upskilling your organization. So really, really cool resource if you are looking into to things. Now let me go into my own Trello to tell you what we've been using. Got a ton, lot of our work in here. So you're looking at an open Kanban board. Okay, so we have a product backlog. In this case, it's ton of things that we are placing inside the product backlog with that we haven't that we need to do for the next phase. The sprint backlog, what we are doing, what was done, and then waiting for others. This one came up just this week because, in fact, between what you are doing and what is done, you do need to wait for others in some of the tasks, and it's pretty straightforward. Well, we know that I need to review the mass budget, okay? Then you keep on adding. You can drill down and add any of the descriptions, pick up a team member, but it's straightforward. It's very easy for this to have like 100 tasks, and then you need to do what's called backlog refinement. Okay, so that's kind of the big blocks in here um, to do some work that really gets carried out fast. We are using a free version of Trello. If you want to spend some money, just don't. Okay, this is more than enough. It's extremely visual, but we can also have the ones that are over there in our home boards. Okay, so let's stop sharing in here. Now, I think there are really, really fantastic news. If you've seen, it's very hard to pick up one, and the one that I would like everyone to pick up is the fact that wow, Terran is doing a lot of good work with 3D printed rockets. Why is this important? Well, um, uh, one thing when you start having parts, it's the fact that you've got I would say quite a lot of waste, and whenever you are using extrusion as a method versus additive manufacturing, that is building up things on top of things. Okay, you essentially what you do is you build what you need. So, and they are man, they are doing the overall 65 meters, and I'll place the link in here. The first stage, second stage, and payload fairing of the Terraner will be all recovered and flown again. This is really, really cool. So the notice is from IEA Spectrum. There are more things over there, but it's just really, really awesome that this is possible to do. Okay, so here is the resource or the news. I find this fantastic. Okay, that with the idea that everyone can and should build their own space program. This is pretty nice. Okay, really pretty nice. Now, what? Okay, and another fun thing to look into since you've been following up the space, outside the space industry. It's this. It's called the NASA Moon Missions Operations Manual, and the way to I'm going to say the way to do a lot of this work. Why is this important? Because operations manuals, and I had a ton of, I'm going to say, ton of success using the Lunar Rover operations manual, because it, as they describe the physical architecture and functional architecture, meaning, okay, what does the rover has? You know, it has wheels, it has fins, it has an engine. Well, it has command and control systems. It has, as they describe that, they also describe what does it do, and it also provides the background on the history of the lunar rover. And it was a fantastic way to learn more on, okay, at the end of your system, imagine that you pick up a thing, a thing that flies, that goes to the moon and comes back, and you say, I'll provide the operations manual. And the whole point in this is, as information moves to become an operations manual, a thing, a physical thing, excuse me, it could be a wiki page, but at a certain moment in time, what you have is this is the thing, and this is how the thing operates. Straightforward, correct? That requires that all the systems engineering work must have been done before. Okay, so of course these are highly complex systems. An operations manual at this level is usually for an end user, in this case like myself, or if you are if you put the hat of the end user and put your systems engineering or your product manager hat, it's really like, okay, if I have to create a book for this, how do I do it? And then you can even have another layer that is, and let me show you this layer one. If you just want to have one product spec, one product sheet, like if you have to make an announcement, what would that be? Let me show you one extremely cool from the RASSOR. RASSOR 2.0, that's a NASA, that is the NASA excavation robot. It has, okay, download the fact sheet as a PDF. So see the layers of this. Imagine you've done this highly complex system, okay, and then you have to say, okay, I need to give something to someone to say, how does this operate? So all the things behind what are the main systems, how they operate, what are the requirements, why is this important, and of course making it fancy. Okay, this is a fancy one. This is the next one that I'm working on. These are important things. Okay, so it passed by through all of that process of distillation, and the thing works. Okay. Um, what I want to share, what I would like to share is the following area. Okay, so this is part of the NASA Technology Transfer Program. It has the robotics, automation, and control, regulatory advanced surface systems operations robot. It's always fantastic. Excavator. So fantastic how NASA can find acronyms that are really cool. Well, at least some of them. The RASSOR. Okay, we can apply for a license. You will enjoy that. Because imagine that you need the platform. Just be aware that you cannot have commercial. I'm going to say commercial profits out of that, but there is the fact that you learn how to use this. Now, we talked about having a full-blown manual. This one does not have it, but it does have the fact sheet. And I think, again, see, 1 page, 2 pages, okay? That tells you what are the main characteristics. Weight, space efficient. This is lightweight materials and foldable design to reduce launch weight and payload dimensions. The RASSOR is really, really incredible as you see it working. Okay, it does have a problem with capacity. Okay, how much are we going to move on? And there are many studies being done in order for the platform, the 3.0 platform, to be, I would say, even with less weight and its software to be working. So. Cool thing to have in here. Put the link in here. I'll place the link so that you guys can follow it. Because I always thought that this is one of those things that it's really, really interesting to have. Okay, where link. Okay. I'll definitely have to find out a way later. Okay, so you now have that. Now we have the RASSOR, we have the book. So what's more to tell about this week? Because I haven't. There is one extremely cool thing that is from space. The deployment of the Mars shield, the Mars flying thermal shield. Again, NASA did a fantastic work on that. Imagine, and you've seen this in the space shuttle. You have this big area of tiles underneath that protected the when you enter the surface. You enter the moon's gravity or moon's atmosphere, and that thing eats up a lot. What did these guys thought about? Okay, how do we make a smaller shield, but it's a deployable shield? So again, fantastic piece of technology that just blows the mind how the test is going. It was performed, but also the capability of having, imagine this is a small area being chucked, and then when you need it, it increases the area so that all the thermal management of the entrance into Earth or Mars will be done. So you need to get the idea. You take less things upstairs, and therefore need less fuel. Therefore, it will be easier. So really interesting. Where is the news on that? I will definitely put these in the notes. But this, I would say, is the main things. Okay, so from the point of view of methods, summary, get a quick overview into your Kanban board. Add the waiting for others if your organization, if you want to make things visible, sometimes that's cool. From the thinking about when your system is produced, you can use these, okay, the NASA moon missions or the Lunar Rover manual to get an idea. There is some kind of I'm going to say, extremely appreciative way how people did manuals in until 72, 80. It was, you take some time to think about stuff and then think about again on, okay, what's behind the manual. That's the whole point of it. And then giving one step further, I'll give you an example of the RASSOR platform, having one, maximum two things on how you explain why it is important. So that's a really interesting thing as an engineer, as a product manager, as an agilist, comprehend things. The platform doesn't need to be this, but the physical aspect, meaning being able to hold something or look at something with the dimension of the screen, could be important. Could, I would say. Of course, if it's possible to suit in here, more interesting enough. Um, and the latest news on space is the fact that we have this deployable platform in space, done by NASA, that will definitely reduce the amount of mass whenever we have a spaceship, um, or a thing coming from down from space onto Earth or into Mars. Obviously, I believe the focus is Mars. I believe the whole point of this is how independent of if you are using the Lockheed Martin thing or if you are using any other kind of concept, having a good and possible thermal shield will protect the crew and the instruments. Hope you enjoyed. Any questions? I'll place again our link to the bit to the bitly to the conference for argospacetech.com, and I think there are exciting times coming ahead. The next year, we all know that SpaceX will launch at least 100 times. We have Blue Origin on the tail with way less launches, but with a huge transforming workforce. So really exciting times coming up, mostly on this side of human space flight, okay, and heavy launch. That's really a thing. It's like it's not small satellite launches, although SpaceX does it, but their rockets are just impressive to see. Enjoy, and if you have any questions, I do have all of those big checklists, both on the mechanical systems and on the electrical and on things that help on the systems engineering side. That is just a big word, isn't it? But it's like a way to do things that hopefully they work. Enjoy.